Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Dread Time Stories. I'm your host, Dr. Phobia, and tonight we re-enter the world of Reddit No Sleep. Before we begin, the Black Forest in Germany has always been a mysterious place, and now, thanks to this story, it just got a tad more horrifying. So sit back, relax, and enjoy Mr. Tickler. In the depths of the Black Forest, creatures unknown to man lurk out of sight. Chances are you'll never see the monstrous life forms that haunt the labyrinth of ancient tree roots. That is, unless you're foolish enough to visit the forest on a cold winter night. You see, there is one being in particular that has been spotted at the edge of the forest. They call it Mr. Tickler. Don't let its name lure you into a false sense of security. There is nothing innocent or whimsical about it. It is unknown exactly how many have fallen prey to him. People go missing in the woods all the time. Who's to say that Mr. Tickler isn't to blame for all those disappearances? Few have encountered the creature, but those who do have all described the same thing. A tall man, elongated and hooked snout, large insect-like eyes, bony arms, and fingers so long they would drag on the forest floor. If you're not too careful, if you're too busy looking into its hideous face, you won't notice those fingers stretching toward you, slithering over the grass like an army of snakes. I saw it once, and I will never forget it. Agatha, who was 2 years my junior, but she was more adventurous of my siblings, on a quiet, moonless night, she had followed me to the edge of the forest. The forest floor was covered in a half-inch of snow, and a layer of fog hovered over the damp, leaf-covered soil. In the distance, I could hear something walking. "We should go back," I urged. She laughed and tiptoed past the first line of trees. "No way, scaredy pants," she replied. And that's when I saw him. In the mist stood the horrendous creature my parents had warned me about. Its face was like a medieval plague doctor's mask. It wore tattered robes made of tree bark, and its hoofed feet dug into the ground with each step it took. I wanted to run to my sister, but my body wouldn't move. "Agatha, run!" I shouted in panic. She froze when she saw him, as though in a trance. I watched as its bony fingers slowly approached. They ensnared her slowly, as though Mr. Tickler knew we wouldn't fight back. They began to wiggle, causing her to burst into a fit of laughter. Her head tilted back, tears streaming from her eyes as intense chuckles escaped her lips. Slowly, he began to drag her into the forest. I remember the sound of her frantic, uncontrolled laughter echoing further and further away, until I heard an ear-piercing crunch. Then nothing, just the wind in the trees. If you find yourself in the Black Forest on a cold December night and hear laughter in the distance, then you'll know Mr. Tickler has captured its next meal. But if it's all quiet, then you should run. Otherwise, he might come for you. That was Mr. Tickler. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and thank you for listening. Like I always say in closing, check under your beds, look in your closet, and sleep with the light on. The life you save may very well be your own. Good night, everyone.